So today's episode was actually so special to me because I've been wanting to interview this human being since I started this show. She could have been one of my first interviews ever. This is one of my sisters here. She is very special to me. One of my biggest passions in life is music. I started writing rap a few years ago after some legal problems started. It became very therapeutic to me. And she started recording stuff that she was writing right about the same time. And we've always been friends. But we connected so much more over the music, and we've continued to just build this amazing bond over our love of making music. And we continue to just connect and grow and make plans for the future through literally that bond, and it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So I was so excited as somebody whose musical craft is inspired heavily by psychedelics. I wanted to talk to somebody else who inspires my musical craft themselves about psychedelics with that. So I decided to interview my sister Ruth. And she lives in Florida, so it's not the easiest interview in the world to do. But I was able to set up a Google Meets call, and we started talking. And it was awkward because it removes so much of the personal experience of being in the room and talking with your friend. We got over it, and this is one of my just favorite episodes of all of them. I just listening to it, it's just this person and me have such a unique bond that she will be family forever. No friends, family forever though. Never friends. That's too simple. How can we do that? So, um discussing all types of cool topics like music, psychedelic experiences, our spirituality, all kinds of cool little stuff like that. We go down another little awesome rabbit hole over a little Google Meets call today. Just really figuring out just a little bit more about these amazing little substances and how they uniquely impact every little person in my life that's ever tried them. It was really cool to talk to somebody about my discovery of spirituality. It's something that's really been on my mind lately, and it's just so cool to share with people as somebody who used to be such an atheist, just how that happened. And y'all are gonna get to hear that cool little experience today in full detail when I tell my friend. So I'm really excited to share that with everybody. One of my favorite parts about recording and listening back to this episode was that it I realized it just didn't need much of an introduction. This was such a just relaxed little chill little hey, get to know two really cool people in the way they inspire each other. And that's exactly what ended up happening by the time it was done. And it was just so awesome to be able to just sit there and have this conversation with my friend all the way down in Florida who I don't get to see nearly as much as I would love. So I'm just gonna kind of let this ride and just keep going. I would like to beforehand say that if you check down in the description of this episode, I will have links to Ruth's. That is her name, by the way, Ruth. I don't know. I don't believe I've said that already. I might have. I think I did once. But I will have links down in the description to her Instagram and her SoundCloud profile. And I would really appreciate it if y'all would go ahead and give her a follow on both of those and check out some of her amazing music. She is a true lyricist and artist, and one of my favorite artists on this planet, and a real inspiration to my creative process since the day I met her. So please do me a favor and do that. You will find those links down below. And with that said, let me introduce y'all to t.Ruth, or Ruth. That's her t.Ruth's her music name. Yep. Here we go. Now again, I have to figure out how to start the whole little
Yeah,
conversation. Well, I gotta ask you, have you read any of my poetry that I put on my website?
I have not yet. I'm the one.
Aww.
I know, I know. I trust me, I have it in mind. It's just been with this new job now. I don't have time to like sit down and scroll through socials and spend time in like those things that I want to. But trust me, I every time you send me something like straight to me, I take time to look at it because
Oh
I
yeah,
have to see what you got. I
I
have
I appreciate it.
to.
It was wow, I just forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. Oh, as far as like the social media thing goes with the new job, I've been finding that I have to before I go to bed at like
Mhm.
because I get up for work at like 12
Yeah.
and midnight 12. So
Yeah.
before I go to bed, I will get all my social media posts ready, and then I'll have to
Mm.
set an alarm to post them because I'll be driving around working. And if I don't set the alarm, I will just forget to post them. And it's like, I hate missing the time I like to post stuff on social media because even like posting something an hour late can drastically affect the way people see your posts.
Oh yeah,
Because
for
like
sure.
if it pops up in their newsfeed at 10:30, they're probably working. And by the time they get a break and they're at lunch, now it's been pushed so far down the feed, they're not seeing it. And
Exactly.
it is really difficult to figure out that social media
Yeah.
marketing.
Well, because they've changed the algorithm so many times too. Because beforehand, like specifically speaking, Instagram, everything used to post in order. Remember, like if somebody just posted 30 minutes ago, you'd see their stuff before you saw the hour ago. But now it's kind of just tailored toward
Oh,
who you pay more attention to or who has the most followers on your thread. That's normally what
and
pops up first, kind of.
now I was talking to somebody. They have this thing now called engagement, where they take and it's the the hell was that? That was weird. There was like a weird little background noise for a second, but it's like it takes the way people will actually not just your followers, but the amount of followers you have that are actively visiting your profile and actually looking at your content creates an engagement percentage. And that's a new way that they're factoring in to build the algorithm on how you appear in front of people because there's so many people buying followers now.
Oh yeah, stupid bots.
So it's like now they can't just go off follower numbers anymore because a lot of people who have like literally 50K followers, like 50K followers, they're bots. They're not even real.
Yeah.
It's like I can't even build 500 legitimately, and you're sitting here with 50K of them with a program.
But the catch on that though is that somebody might have 50K bots on their profile, but those 50K bots aren't operative like 5K real people would be, you know?
Correct, because I've
So,
noticed. I was reading a blog and they had like 15K followers on Instagram and they deleted their entire Instagram and remade it, and they have only like 3 to 4K followers now, and they say that they have a more dedicated and devoted fan base than they ever
mm,
had because all 3 to 4K people are actually interested in their content
right. Yeah.
instead of just having random people. That's why I've been so adamant this time about only following back people who are relevant to my content and stuff like that, because especially having something like this that's about psychedelics, I get
Hmm.
so much spam follows from the people trying to scam money selling fake drugs and shit like that.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
so I get flooded with those because I have psychedelic content, so people,
Hmm.
I'm constantly getting that nonsense.
Yeah.
But
I posted a truth nug earlier today on my page for the first time in a minute, and I kid you not, like as soon as I posted the comment with all my hashtags on there, instantly I had a message request. I went in to look, and it was one of those drug bot accounts where it's like, "Hey, if you like smoking weed, like let me show you," and I'm just like, delete because, like, what?
I had someone. I Let me see. Hold on. Where's my phone? I let
And
me
like
pull.
if you think about it, my page doesn't even have really content like that unless it's on my close friends account like portion. So like what?
Where is it? I don't know where. I think I might have deleted it. I had one that said it was. He said, "Hello, I'm he's like, I'm a medical doctor and I prescribe various things such as like, and it was like he went on like psychoactive herbs and like plant medicine, and I'm just sitting here thinking to myself like, bro, you are trying so hard to steal people's money. It's not even funny. It is not even funny.
Oh
That
man,
shit drives me crazy.
I
Some of the
swear.
Oh man, that's
Bro,
wild.
shit
Hmm.
is wild. Did I tell you? Okay, last time, me, you, and our brother talked. Let's see what.
I like how
I told
I
y'all.
dropped his name once already, and you were really good about not doing it.
I was talking with you and Hermano, and we were. I told y'all I was gonna. I had what, like 1.5 grams of shrooms left from like a year ago, and I wanted to make sure that like I could still trip them and not like get fucked up or whatever. Or yeah, I'm gonna get fucked up, but not fucked up.
Like sick type shit.
Sick, yeah, sick type shit. So I tripped. Let's see, I took those. I think it was like 2 days I had talked to y'all before, and then I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna trip them because I got an off day. I'm gonna go to the beach, and I did, bro. Just off that 1.4, like when I tell you I got what I needed, like just like out of because like this is why I love shrooms. I like shrooms more than acid, but
See,
in
and
that in that
everybody I've talked to so far, like all we've really talked about is acid because
yeah.
because most of the people that I've interviewed so far, they do prefer acid, and it's like even when I interview, as you said, I can't say it like I can't say it with the right accent. Our bro there, I can't do it,
Yes.
but I'm pretty sure he prefers mushrooms, but he's
Yeah.
done acid more,
Yeah,
I
because
believe.
I've definitely done acid more for sure, but I do just what you I feel like what you get out of shrooms when you trip with shrooms is it's a lot easier to like process and digest it after the come down. I feel like with acid you can process it, but it's kind of like unless you document what you've processed, it's hard to hold on to those things and like carry them with you unless it actually has had so much of an impact on you mentally, Because I've had acid trips where it's just like, oh, I got something out of it, and it's momentary. But I've also had like that one big acid trip I had last year that changed my life drastically. Like I was like, I'm not touching acid
Your
again.
the video of you is the epitome of someone's ego disappearing. That
Yo,
video of you just
yes,
just you looking to the side and your mouth dropping, that is the
bro.
epitome of an ego death. Like anybody who has ever experienced that, like, because I remember that video, and when we were
Yes.
talking about it, and people would be like, that's crazy, and when I saw it, I almost cried because I was just
Cause
like, I know exactly what the fuck just happened.
Yes,
Like she
and
she had no idea.
it was like I think the timestamp was like 11:52 or like 11:51. It was March 21st, 2020, when COVID started really going crazy, and I literally like that video, like you said, it captures the exact essence of an ego death, like the realization of like just like a mind blowing experience. I don't know. It's like the point of where you really do lose yourself in a way. You lose yourself and you're trying to find your way back to
Yeah,
yourself.
it's almost like
Like,
you forget yourself, like, type of thing. It's very weird. Like,
yeah,
cuz it's weird to be there and say, I know who I am. I can remember everything that's happened in my life. I know who you are. I know who you are. I know who you are.
mhm,
I have no idea who I actually am.
yeah. And the crazy thing for me is like, because when I tripped that night, I was at, I was with Nat and all of them, and like I dead ass, I know your listeners are going to get a kick out of this. I dead ass had to call my mom. I wanted to call my mom, and Nat was like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to call my mom," because honestly, like even though I knew everybody in that room, my mom's voice was the only thing that I could identify to be real.
You needed
Um,
like that totem.
yes, and dead ass, like they came and picked me up. I don't know how long it took them, but when they came and picked me up, like I remember seeing my mom, and it was like it was honestly like like I was an orphan and I had finally met my real parents. Like it was mind blowing. And then like the whole ride home, I was in and out of like what was real and what wasn't. Like I remember getting to my mom's house and like I guess I knocked out on the couch with them at some point. And like growing up as a kid, like we always slept in the living room as a family, like during the winter and stuff like that. And I remember waking up at one point on the couch and I look over and the TV's on and Wipeout, Wipeout, the one with the big red balls that they jump across. It's like obstacle
Yes.
course. That shit was on TV, and I grew up watching that shit like all the time with my family. So I dead ass thought that I was like back in like 1999 when we had first moved into that house, and I was literally was like panicking because I was like, oh my god, I went back in time. How do I get back to the now? Like, what is happening? Because then I looked at myself too, and I'm like, there's no way I'm in 1999 because I'm a full grown being. Like that whole experience, that trip really, I mean, it was mind blowing, life altering. Like there's stuff I remember, there's stuff I don't, but I know like it brought me closer to my parents. It brought me closer to myself. And like it also allowed me to like get rid of things that I didn't really need in my life anymore. And it honestly kind of made it easy because I hate to be that person, but like when I had to like break things off and like cut people off, I was just like, yo, like I just tripped acid and had some realizations and like it's not it anymore. Like I got to do what's good for me. And
I feel you because I mean, it's like, because when I was talking to Panda, he was saying the weird thing about psychedelics is it's like they you look at the exact same things you've always been looking at, but all it does is shift your perspective like 2 to 3 degrees, and it allows you to just kind of see it all from a whole different angle. And
yep,
all of a sudden it's just like all the negative things that you were, it's almost like stuck on, almost fixing,
yeah,
almost like it's a project. You're just like, nah, I'm getting an F on this project. I gotta go. This project's not gonna get me an A. It's time to get the fuck out of here.
I swear, because like our minds, and I catch myself daily on my mind getting stuck on unnecessary thoughts. Like they will just consume. Like you literally will just you'll go down rabbit holes legitimately. Like
I
just
feel
you
it.
let and you, the thing is like you're allowing your mind to do that. And so like that's why I like to trip when I do trip because I'm able to break those cycles or I'm able to make it easier for myself to catch those cycles. Like I deadass was driving back home from the office earlier this morning and I caught my brain going training trailing off on like some thought about some chick and I'm just like this chick isn't even like really in my life. Like this person isn't even really in my life. They're not involved in my life in the way that my mentality or my mind is trying to be involved in their life. So why am I even stressing, like why am I even allowing that? And those are things that even though like you said we look at it every day, it's stuff that we look at every day, but tripping psychedelics or doing whatever you got to do will or that works for you will open your mind to hey look at it this way and maybe now you understand why this is happening because you're doing this and when I tripped the other day those shrooms that 1.4 did enough for me man it cleared up a lot of stuff that I was dealing with at the time and it was so introspective too. That's what I love about shrooms is so like it's an interesting trip. I don't want to say it's a mellow trip because you do still get those effects
They're
with psychedelics no matter what.
they're just
But it
very
is
emotional to me.
yes.
I have a very
Yes.
hard time controlling my own feelings when I'm like, I don't know, like it's weird. Like, I mean, that's just a psychedelic side effect, period, is your feelings
Hmm.
getting out of control. But for some reason, and a lot of people disagree with me on this, with acid, I have a really easy time sitting there and going, no, that's not, just chill out, bro.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that's all it takes. But with mushrooms, for some reason, the second I get stuck on the thought that my emotions are getting ran with, my cat will not stop meowing right now. It is
I miss
driving
Morty.
me crazy. But he wants in the room. I will not let him in here when I'm doing this, and he is just going wild. But whenever I get the thought in my head on mushrooms that my emotions are running off on me, at that point, that thought is stuck. And I don't know what it is, but it's just something I can't take back for some reason. It
Yeah.
eventually, like any psychedelic, it'll run the course. And it's, to me, I'm one of those people, no trip is a bad trip, but I
Hmm.
definitely am more prone to overwhelming experiences with
Yeah.
mushrooms. I've only done
Hmm.
mushrooms, I think, 3 times in the last 5 years. And
Hmm.
I've done acid more than 3 times in the last 2 months, probably. So
Yeah.
it's just I don't know what it is, but I do really want to do them for one of those trip reports. Have Jono come over and
Oh
interview
yeah.
me again. I want to do that with a couple of things.
I think that's awesome. I think that would be really cool.
Did you listen to the last one? The trip report? You're
No.
letting me down today, Ruth.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm trying.
Hey,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna listen to it today. I will. I need to
yeah,
write it down so I don't forget.
there
I'm
you
writing it
go.
on my hand.
Writing it on your hand. Now, I do have to ask, because this is you're the you're the music friend, you know what I mean? The music
Yes.
homie.
Yes.
As far as creativity, inspiration for like music and all that goes, have psychedelics significantly affected your musical or creative process, or even affected them a little bit at least? Maybe not
Um.
significantly, but
Yeah. I think definitely, um, acid has had more of an effect. I don't think I've really like with shrooms. It probably has helped me just like mentally in that aspect, but creatively with my music, I definitely would think acid has brought out more for me than anything. Like I remember, I think it was probably the second time I tripped acid. I wrote like 3 or 4 songs, and this was like when we had just first started, like in the studio, or it might have honestly even been before that, where I was just writing and writing, and and then eventually I got in there with you. Um, but definitely it has, because like it changes the way, it changes your perspective. It changes how you view and receive everything. Like I'm pretty sure like one of the things I wrote about um, was about nature. Like have you like I it's got to be in one of my journals over here, but something like, have you ever just sat outside and like listened to the breeze and the birds and seen what's around you, like, and it's about like taking action on that, like absorbing what's outside and letting that push you forward. Um, but I definitely, I it has given me some more creation, and sometimes it's also like it just gives me a spurt of creation and then there's a block, which is natural too with anybody who does creative stuff. We hit blocks all the time, but yeah, I feel like it definitely has
I'm
improved my creativity.
I will say one thing I find, this is for me when I'm tripping,
Hmm.
it's one of the only times in my life I can freestyle. Like truly freestyle. Like
Mm,
I can close my eyes and I can talk through a beat
yeah,
like it's my business when I'm tripping.
yeah.
And it's very strange to me, because any other time if I try to do something like that, I I talk faster
Hmm.
than my brain works.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not to say I'm stupid, people. That's not what it is. But
He's too smart for his own good. That's what it
when
is.
I say I talk fast, like I talk fast.
Bruh.
I said, I remember one time I was talking to Caleb and I was like, we were talking about loud, like people being loud, and I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm definitely a loud mouth. And he goes, it's not that you're loud, bro. You're just really, really fast with it. He's like, it's just really fast. It's like,
Oh man.
but what I sort of got, it is one of the only times, I don't know what it is about that, but I can sit there and I can put on a beat when I'm on acid, and I can close my eyes. That's crucial. That part is crucial. But I can close
Oh
my
yeah.
eyes and I could just talk through a beat like it's nothing. And I couldn't remember shit. I could not remember a damn thing. And it'll never. And then, of course, like, I've also wrote some of my better songs when I was tripping, and then I'll record them the next day. It definitely puts me in a very, very interesting creative space. It
Yeah.
also, when I say, since, like, when I was tripping the last time, and I was taking very just like careful note of the way I was writing, because I was writing poetry. It's when I'm tripping and I'm writing lyrics, poetry, any kind of rhyming, anything, it's it's almost like it's like, have you ever, when artists talk about how they'll put like the pen to the paper, and they don't really have a
Yeah.
plan for what they're doing. They just let the pen go, and before they know it, they have a picture. And that's exactly what it's like when I write on acid. It's like there is no thought process to the writing.
Yeah.
I can just put the pen to the paper, and it'll just go. Now, I am getting better, I will say, at that. And but it like, when I'm sober and everything, like, I'm getting better at being able to write like that. But
Hmm.
when I'm tripping, it is, I could fill page after page after page after page without stopping, like
Oh yeah.
keeping a rhyme scheme, a flow, everything, a cadence. It is wild, the
Oh
creative
yeah.
space it'll put
I
me in.
believe it, man. I believe it because I remember when you were at Treetop and you had that first journal with the fucking world map on there, and you started recording your stuff. Like you would literally write down what happened. Do you have it? Yes, that one. Yes. I remember you started like written recording your stuff, like what you would gain out of it, what like, or like you would show me stuff from like while you were tripping that you had written. So like I know like that stuff literally flows out of you, and I love that for you because I experienced that sober. Like I what does it say?
Do you
Do you
want to
want?
take a trip somewhere?
I love that. I
And
love
it
that,
has a,
man.
right here, I have an arrow that's pointing to North Carolina. It says, "You are
Oh,
here."
hell yeah. I love that. But yeah, man, I love that for you because like I can't when I'm tripping, I can't. I'm too caught in the fact of like unraveling whatever's going on in my mental, and then I'll write after the fact when I'm coming down. But I know you, man. You put that, like you said, you put that pen to paper, and it just flows for you. It's
It's
wild.
It will, especially when I'm tripping, because for some reason, when I'm like, I mean, I know what reason it is. My brain's just racing. I don't know why I say for some reason, but when I'm tripping, uh, it's like I have that hard time finishing a thought, because
Mm,
my mouth is going so much faster and my brain cannot keep up. It's just, there's a huge separation here between the pace that both things are going. But
yeah.
when I write, it makes it so much easier to take my thoughts and get them out there in words than I do
Hmm.
talking. Like, I don't know if it's because I can see it. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I don't know.
Probably.
I'm at home with a pen in my hand, I guess.
Yeah.
This cat.
I'm surprised mine aren't out my door screaming because they anytime I come home, they know I'm home, and I come straight to my room every time, and they just sit, and I'm just like, oh my god, shut up, go.
Yeah, well, my cat seems to think that he owns this place, because I don't. Yeah, well, I
That's
think
how they
that's
are
cats. That's
in
cats.
general. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's outrageous.
it is, dude. Yeah,
Oh
I
man.
I remember the first time I tripped acid. I was with my friends.
I forgot real quick that
Uh
you,
huh.
the first time that you didn't do acid until after we met, right?
Yeah, it was until yeah.
I forgot that. I
Hmm.
totally forgot that until you were just talking about, like, the second time you did acid and you were writing, and I was like, damn, that's how long it's been.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Like I that was 2019. God, yo, that's wild.
So I got
Um,
arrested.
yeah, time flies, bro. I remember so much shit happened that year. Oh my god. Anyways, the first time I tripped acid, I was supposed to be the trip sitter. First of all, it was my friend's birthday, and I honestly I know. So my first girlfriend was there. I don't know if we were together at the time or if we had already broken up. I think we were friends or
I
whatever.
remember
Anyways,
this.
yeah, so I got off work. I was still working for Lowe's at the time. I literally got off. She lived behind the store, so I just drove out around the neighborhood, came to her house, It was like 10 something. I get there and they had already dropped tabs. And I'm looking at them and they seem like they're slowly getting there. You know, they're almost to the kick-in. And they're goofing around. They're like, come on, Ruth, you know, like, why not? And I was like, yo, I got a trip sit. And then my friend's brother was still there, and he's the sober type. Or not the sober type. He drinks, but he doesn't really mess with drugs or any extracurricular activities, I'll say. But we ended up, we were like, all right, dude, you're going to be the trip sitter. I took half a tab because I had to be at work at 8 the next morning. So I take half a tab, and we're sitting outside smoking some blunts. And then I look up at the tree. It was me, the birthday girl, and then my ex across from me. And I'm looking at the trees, and I start to see the glow, like the aura of the leaves. And I was like, I think I'm tripping, but I'm not sure. And then things started getting kind of funnier, prettier. Everything had its aura, like its own glow. Because I was half a tab, so you know, like it's not anything intense.
But if you ain't never done it before,
but if you've never done it before, you're gonna be like, whoa, this is great, you know, because it is. It's mind opening, you know. But yeah, I remember that happening, and then man, we went outside at one point. We were laying in the grass at the front yard. I remember looking at the girls and I was like, y'all are so beautiful. Like, I just want to know how much, I want y'all to know how much I love you. Like, you look so pretty. Like, I don't know why you wear makeup. Like, y'all are so gorgeous. Because, like, you see everything in a completely different light from that day forward, honestly. And, like, almost every time you trip after that, it just brings more and more beauty to what you have around you. But yeah, I remember tripping, and then we finally, it was like, God, like 2, 3 in the morning. And I was like, y'all, I need to like close my eyes. I have to be up for work in a couple hours. So I ended up going on the couch. I laid there. Honestly, it might have been closer to like 4 o'clock. I can't remember. I laid there and they had Netflix on, and Kimmy Schmidt on Breakable was on what was playing. And the intro to that TV show, I don't know if you watched it before, but
I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes of it back when I was living at Treetop.
Yeah, it's a funny show. It's fun. It's funny, but the intro is just like, it's very loud and obnoxious. And so you know how acid is. When you close your eyes, it's gonna create projections of whatever is coming into your ears externally. So my brain would not stop, and I didn't know with acid that your brain just keeps going even if you're tired. So I literally was laying there on the couch, bro, tossing and turning until like it was time for me to go to work.
When I say
like,
wired,
bro, I could like my mind was just TV, and then like it was the weirdest thing. I finally sobered up, I guess, whatever, and then I remember walking into work. I was happy as can be, bro. I was smiling. Everyone was like, "Hey, Ruth, how you doing? How you?" And I'm like, "I'm good." Remember, everything in the store looked extra bright, extra clean. Like everything looked so pretty. The appliances looked so shiny and brand new. Like, and I just felt so happy. I felt so happy. And like after that, I was just like, okay.
One thing I will say is like the day after doing a psychedelic, it's very easy, at least for me, to be at peace. Like just like even like any negative stimulant is just like gone that fast. It's just like, what the fuck? Oh no, that's all right, we good. And then you just push on, and it's just like, it is the craziest feeling. Like it's almost better than the actual trip, because it's like the ability to go and live my life and do the normally monotonous, tedious, miserable tasks and just smile while I fucking do it is so refreshing. When I say, honestly, I mean, it really is, because I don't know. That's one thing I will say about actually microdosing, because I've gotten on a very, very regular microdosing like schedule. And it makes, even bros said the same thing, it makes work less tedious. Like, it's just because you're, I will say it makes you patient. So, like, all of a sudden, once you have that patience, it's really hard to get frustrated with work,
Yeah.
unless, especially with a job like what I've been doing, because I don't really deal with a lot of people. So like it makes
Hmm.
it very very hard to get frustrated with work, because the only thing that ever makes my job frustrating is the fact I want to go home.
Yeah.
So once that's eliminated, like we just be happy as shit all day doing our fucking job, which is one of the most
Oh
annoying tasks in the world.
yeah.
But that shit is. I want to actually. I've never in my life actually microdose mushrooms. I want to like truly microdose like half a gram, like regular
Hmm.
schedule, and because there's been some
Yeah.
people who have been. I've been reading about it lately, and it's like mushroom microdosing is taking off like
I would
crazy.
honestly do it, like especially with the effect that I had just off of 1.4 grams. Like I would definitely do like the point 0.5 and
Because
microdose that way because like what I experienced, I feel like was perfect. Except I would have just wanted the like how you have like kind of sensory overloads in a sense. I would want less of that, and I think I would definitely get less of that if I just did point 0.5 for a microdose. Like, and I think it would help tremendously on a day to day basis because just off that one instance, like I got so much out of it. It made my, I mean, and since that day, that was maybe 2 weeks ago, not even like my mentality has literally changed. I was depressed as shit, Chris, like the worst I ever had been ever in my life. For 2 weeks straight, I tripped shrooms and I came out that hole like a
that's amazing.
motherfucker. Like I literally like nothing can change my mindset now. Like I have a job that has the same kind of mindset I have now and pushes me to keep that mindset.
And when I
So
say you
like,
be looking fly as fuck,
bro, let
you
me
be
just say, like, what?
like when I say you be looking fly as fuck, like that
I
shit.
love it too. Like, look good, feel good. You know what I'm saying? And then when you feel good, you can perform good. Like,
You can see that shit like when you be taking pictures and putting them on your story and stuff like that, and you like dress for work and you see your face, like you could tell like you're not just taking a picture, like you are
yeah,
genuinely happy
I
in the
am,
picture.
man.
It's not a fake smile. It's none of that shit. Like it's
Yeah,
great. That shit's
yeah,
gold. When I say everybody right now is so cold, the whole group, the whole circle, the
bro.
whole everybody is cold,
They
cold.
don't know. They do
Like
not
it's
know.
wild. Like people do not understand.
Oh,
Like I've never
man.
seen.
I just got chills. I just got
I promise you,
chills.
I got goosebumps because when I say I have never seen the group like this in my life, I've never, and I've seen us up. I've seen us
Yes,
up, but
that's what's wild.
we're not even up like we've been up, and
No,
we are savage right now.
bro.
Everybody is. It's fucking amazing,
I
and
think we all had to take that plateau for a second, but it's been a trickling effect, honestly. Like if you look at who's all in our little like family, like it's boom, boom, boom. Like for instance, Rob had his shit, but it's still rolling.
bro,
Rob, and it's literally just trickled down since then. Like it's insane.
that is somebody that I will say, if you take the time to actually look at what he did,
Yes.
it's very very motivating and inspirational, like, and it
Yes.
really truly is, and that's something that I have to give to my boy. He did his thing with this, and he has
A
made a
hundred
lot of
percent.
people really want things differently.
Yeah. I mean, I.
It was literally, my bad, I cut you off
No, you're
there,
good.
but
You're good.
it was literally when me and our bro, we went and got dinner with him at the ale
Uh-huh.
house, and
Mhm.
we just had a conversation about just life and business, and that dinner with Rob changed so much of what I wanted to do and the way I wanted to do it. Like it really was that, because I watched the Rob's Closet blow up and the way he did that,
Yeah.
but I didn't really understand what he was doing. And then when I saw that and he really broke it down and told everybody exactly how much that changed his life, it was just like, oh, you can do anything you want to out here. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck
Yeah.
it. You can
And
do
the
anything you
thing,
fucking want to out here.
I swear. And the thing is, it wasn't just him saying it's changed my life. It's changed my life. You could
You
see
could
how it
see
had
it.
changed his life.
My
I've
man
known
is
Rob,
so happy.
dude. Yes, I've known Rob. Out of all of us together, I've known him. I've known him for the longest. I met Rob when I was like 14, 15. So I've known him for going on 12 years now. And the Rob I met back then is a complete different Rob than the Rob that stands today. Like, my dude is out here killing the game, and he's so humble about it. That's what I
Very
love
humble
most about
about
it.
it.
He's so humble about it. He knows he has this potential, he has these capabilities, and he literally just wants to share it with whoever wants to take it.
Yes, that was the thing I was gonna say. If he shows you anything he has, it's from a teaching or inspirational
Yes.
approach. It's not look at what I did. It's never that.
Yeah.
It's never
No,
that.
never. Never.
And it's like, and that's something that, because even me, when I at times when I've been up and people piss me the fuck off, I'm flexing money, I'm throwing it in their face, I'm being a dickhead, and it's wrong. It is wrong, and I know that now, because it's like, it doesn't accomplish anything. It makes me feel better at someone else's expense, like,
and momentarily too. It's not even like a long lasting.
So momentary. He's never done that. That's one thing. It's like, because I had a conversation one time with Caleb, and I just had, like, because I was just talking to him, I was like, I just out of nowhere, I was just like, and I just gotta, let me just explain real quick why I do respect Rob the way I do. When I broke it down, and he looked at me for a second, he goes, I feel you, bro. He's like, I feel you. He's like, until you broke it down like that, I was like, yes, sir. But nah, that was real. Had to give my man his thing real quick.
Yes,
we definitely did. We had to,
man. He deserves so much and more. Everything he has, he's deserving. He deserves so much more, man.
He's somebody I really want to have on here, even though I don't believe he's ever had a psychedelic experience. I don't know, but I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The reason I want to do it is because he gets the same thing from going to church and from religion that I get from psychedelic drugs.
Yeah.
And another thing that he does, he does it through an institution that I don't necessarily 100% fuck with or agree with, but another thing he does very humbly. It's not, he does it for the right reasons, and he gets the right things out of it. So I really want to have that conversation on this show, just to kind of look at, like, it's like, I don't want to use the word religion, but it's compare and contrast my religion to his. Mine's tripping, his is Jesus.
And that's what, and I think that's going to be an awesome episode, because Rob and I, we have similar backgrounds in the fact that we grew up in religious households. Like, to this day, like, I have my morals and my beliefs because of the way I grew up, but I also was able to separate what was actually applicable to my real life and separate what was just bogus that religion feeds you. You know what I mean? So I think that'll be a really cool opportunity, because you really can have some interesting spiritual experiences, just in religion, regardless of what religion you're in. I had some crazy experiences with mine, because I grew up in a Pentecostal Church of God church, and you had people hooping and hollering, and
I worked for people that went to a Pentecostal church, and when I say that, if that's all I ever saw of anything Pentecostal, I want nothing to fucking do with any of it, bro. Because when I say hateful, bro, my God,
on the nail. That's a whole other. Don't get me started.
Yeah, when I say hateful people, I mean hateful people. Like, that was wild to me.
Unfortunately, yeah. And I mean, they try to be the most loving way that they can, but their love, unfortunately, shows more in a hate form than anything.
There is no love with conditions and stipulations is not love. Like, what are we doing here? Where did we get off track here? Like, I mean, like, that is the craziest shit in the world to me. You cannot look at someone and say, oh yes, I love you, but don't do that, because I won't love you anymore the second you do that. What?
Yeah, the shit is crazy. Like, it's I have to find this meme. Someone posted this meme, and it might have been Vox, honestly. And it's a photo of Jesus knocking on the door. Or no, it wasn't Vox, it was another page I follow on Instagram. It's Jesus knocking on the door, says, "Let me in." The person inside says, "Why?" And Jesus says, "So I can save you." And the person's like, "From what?" And Jesus says, "From what I'm going to do to you if you don't let me in." And that, I literally was like, yo, that is, for real, that's how, unfortunately, and I hate to say it, but that's really what a lot of Christianity and religious churches will do. They're like, hey, let me in. I'm trying to save you from what's going to happen to you if you don't let me in. Like, what? That's completely the opposite of what Jesus taught. Jesus taught to love one another, to treat your brother as you'd want to be treated. And for me, the church has a hard time doing that. Like, one of my favorite verses is like, it talks about the fruit of the spirit, but at the end, which is like being, I don't even want to get into it, but the last bit of it is like, the greatest of these is love. And unfortunately, the church misses that message. They think love is like trying to put someone in a box that they've made themselves, and that's not what it is. Like, you got to accept someone for who they are. That's all their faults. Jesus does the same thing for anybody. So,
and it's for some reason I notice it's only those types of Christians that preach the only God can judge me type mentality. And that's what gets me, is those are the like, it's really is like those, and it kills me because they are the most judgmental, hateful people. And you get to the, and I really am not, I hate to go on a religious banter here, because as someone who used to be diehard atheist, I have come miles spiritually. Also because of psychedelic drugs. But hey, look, man, let me tell you, try some DMT, y'all, and you will see shit.
I was a diehard Jesus freak, and look at me now. Like, people look at me, they don't think I even believe in God. I look like a fucking 12-year-old boy, and like what? No, like, I'm
the flyest 12-year-old boy the planet ever had.
Honestly, though, like, what? Like, like, I don't. The person that I am, and like, if you look at me, you probably wouldn't think I have the beliefs I do, because I've tatted the fuck up. I have my head buzzed all around. Like, I don't know.
My homie got the best man bun in the world.
Yo, and I've worked for this shit too. This shit's been growing for a minute. But it is crazy though. I mean, some of the people that are so far one way end up transitioning so far and growing so much more, because they allow themselves to be open to other things. And that honestly, ultimately, is a problem with religious people. They're closed-minded.
Well,
so
it was, I will say, I was never, funny enough, I carried my atheism almost like a religion. I was never more closed-minded than I was when I was super, super, super atheist. And it was crazy, because I was actually just talking, me and Caleb were talking about it the other day, because I posted something on Snapchat and on Instagram that was like me, atheism, and then it had a guy cut him off and it said DMT, and he was like stopping him from following the atheism. And me and Caleb were talking about it, because I was like, it was just crazy, because when I say, and I think this is why DMT was so world shattering for me compared to a lot of the other people that I saw do it and helped actually with the experience, because they were, most of them were religious, and all that did was bring them closer, I think, to something they already believed. Where me, I sat there and I tried DMT for the first time, knowing God did not exist. And I don't know what I know exists now, but when I say I went through the experience and I went to wherever DMT space is, came back, opened my eyes, and for the first time in my life, I could see things in this world here. Fractals, colors, things like that. Objects floating right here in space that I knew were real. They're really there. They're there right now as we're having this conversation. I just can't see them right now. So at that point, once that happened to me, anything on this planet now could be possible. Anything in this universe could be possible, because at that moment, everything I knew, if I can't see it, it's not real. And when that drug wore off, for the first time in my life, there was something there that I couldn't see that I knew was real. And that shattered my entire universe. That fucking fast. Like, so when I say, and it is that simple of a thought, it really was that simple of a thought. There is now something here that I know is here that I can't see. And it was that little bit of a thought shattered my whole fucking universe that fast. So when I say I was never more closed-minded than I was when I was a diehard atheist, that is the truest shit I will ever say. Like, that is crazy, because I used to back then, religion and spirituality was a closed-minded way of thinking.
Mm.
Any extreme way of thinking is a closed-minded way of thinking.
Exactly.
That is what closed-minded thinking is.
Yeah. It's like the picture with the fish in the fishbowl that's floating in the ocean, and the fish in the fishbowl is religion, and spirituality is the vast ocean.
Yeah.
Because it goes from closed-mindedness to being open-minded, and you don't really have to be spiritual to be open-minded, but it does help because if you're an open-minded spiritual person or someone who is open to spiritual experiences, you can see and understand people so much better. It's so much easier to love people. It's so much easier to just be yourself and be happy with your life too if you're open that way. Like, because if you're closing your mind, you're literally withholding yourself. You're withholding yourself from so much, like your potential. You're withholding your mind simply from any other better thought, like anybody's opinions or anything that could be. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's weird how many aspects of religion I never wanted to even allow myself to hear because it was stuff that was synonymous with religion. And I can't really come up with a great example off the top of my head right now, but there was like anything that made me think that's some Christian shit. Like that would immediately be like, I don't need that. I can figure that out on my own. But it's like, I don't know. You're very, very right. Cause it would literally make me just not even, cause there's so many good lessons, weirdly enough, that like the way they're told and the way they're explained in religion or in the Bible, it's actually, I was saying this to Caleb, it almost appeals very much to children, and that's why they made it into stories, because they've taken morals and they've made them into almost children's stories, because as kids that's what they're going to want to hear, and now they have the ability to take these good things away from it. The only problem is like I've said, now we have this huge institution that has come out of it that's done a lot of other stuff too, but it it's like I used to have this mentality that if you had to learn that shit through religion, you're just not a good person. And people's brains just work different. Some people's brains work different. I have a very unique ability to learn what is right and wrong from the way other people feel by my actions. Some people, they be just moving so fast with life that they don't even notice the way their behavior affects other people. They're so fucking busy. And I'm not trying to say, and that, to me, that doesn't make you a bad person. That just makes you a busy person. So people like that, they can use religion. They could use religion because these morals that they don't have the time, like when I say something that upsets somebody, I notice it was wrong because I noticed it upset them. People who don't, so not everybody is that empathetic or has the time to pay attention to that. So but you know what those people do? They still go to fucking church every Sunday.
It fits into their structure. It fits into the same type of.
So as long as those people can open that book and take these morals and lessons from it, now me who used to say none of that shit, if you need that to learn these lessons, you're a bad person. I can't think that way now. I just can't think that way now because like, no, they do need these lessons. Some people just need these lessons. Yeah. So I don't know. That's a very weird thing for me to talk about because it's almost, it's uncomfortable to talk about because I still am the same person who was always so atheist, so anti-theist almost. So it's like I'm still that same motherfucker. So I'm still sitting here going like, the shit you're saying right now makes no fucking sense.
But you know what it shows? Growth.
I feel you. And not everything has to fucking make sense, man.
No, fuck that, man. If it all made sense, it'd be too easy. Like what?
I feel that. How long is this? Here's the crazy part.
What's the crazy part?
I've been doing this for 53 minutes.
Holy shit.
I promise you, that shit will just out of nowhere.
Yo, that's wild.
Oh no. There we go. I accidentally clicked a button real quick.
Oh god.
Okay, it's still recording. Whew, thank God. Whew. That would have been sad. I would have been like, no.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah. This is, I mean, this is why I love having conversations with you, though, because with you, with our bro, like, they're always good conversations. We could have one specific topic that we start off with, and then by the end of it, we're on a whole different thing. But it all, honestly, it all connects. It all connects.
And I like the fact that there's no wasteful conversation with us and our friends. Like, we're not sitting, us and our family.
Hell yeah.
We ain't got no friends out here. What are you talking about? We don't do that shit out here. That's wild. What are friends?
Wild.
I ain't got time for pointless relationships like that. I got family.
Friends.
No new friends. Family forever, though.
Hell yeah.
But there is no wasted conversation. Like, if we're gonna talk, like, we're gonna sit there, we're gonna catch up, we're gonna cut up, and then somewhere in the process of cutting up, smoking a blunt and bullshitting, next thing you know, it's nothing but growth. It's nothing but growth. So it's like, and I love the fact that, like, and it's crazy because we're all pretty much in the same place in life. And it's like, we always say that thing about, if you're the smartest person in the room, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
But, like, it's weird when we all get in the room together. There is no smartest person in the room. We're all always learning from each other, and it's cool as fuck.
Yeah,
now
I love it.
Now I need to come visit you, and then we're gonna do another one of these episodes down there.
Hell yeah, man! You got to come down here.
I've been sitting here thinking I'm gonna have to start rehashing guests, because, like, I only have such a small little pool. I need to get my name out there so people. I had check this out, and I haven't messaged him back yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I did. I tell you about this? The M&P that messaged me on this website. It's the military police guy.
I feel like I saw something. I feel like he posted something about that.
Okay, so he was military police, and he did tours in Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
But when he was over there, I guess he did acid and stuff like that while he was an MP. Mm-hmm. And now he wrote a book and everything. And it's like, he's super spiritual and, like, stuff like that. Wrote a book all about his spirituality, and he messaged me about wanting to be on the show.
Ooh,
I was like, that's kind of fucking cool, man.
That's what's up.
So I need to message him back. I've been busy as hell with work, and I keep forgetting.
Yeah. Definitely gotta jump on that. That's a cool opportunity.
And now I know how to actually do this shit through a little video call thing, so now it'll be easier. This shit, because they were telling me there's like an hour time limit or something like that if you don't. But I realize I don't have the hour time limit because I actually have a business email through Google.
Hey,
so I can just do this shit forever now, which is lit.
Forever.
Yeah, because I guess Zoom has like a 30-40 minute time limit too if you don't pay for it.
Interesting.
That's it. That shit's crazy. Now we gotta start wrapping it up. We run out of time.
Bro. Unfortunately.
It sucks. Well, like, I could do this shit forever. Like, when I was tripping, me and Jonah went for like an hour and a half.
I believe it.
That shit was crazy. I
believe it.
It killed me because I thought I was gonna go back and listen to it, and I thought I was gonna sound batshit crazy. I didn't. I sounded completely coherent, normal, and I was talking about normal shit the whole time. But you feel crazy. That shit's so funny. And then bro kept saying that, like, you could hear it in my voice. Like, I was just so, like, you could hear how happy and excited I was. And I was like, that's cool. Yeah.
I love that. I need to listen to it. I have it literally on my hand. Listen to Rabbit Hole. I need to do that. I'll probably listen to it on the drive out to work in a couple hours. But, dude.
Get that paper.
I swear, man, I got a paycheck in the bank yesterday and I wasn't expecting it. And I was like, thank God.
That's what's
Thank
up.
God.
Unexpected money.
Yo, I swear it helps too, man. That's why, and it's so crazy how when you put things out into the world, how it kind of just all works itself out. Because I was low key stressing about funds this week, and I woke up yesterday and I had a check in my bank account that's going to get me through to the next week. So I'm just like, okay, universe, I see you. Because when you put stuff out into the world, you start manifesting things. Words are so powerful. People do not realize that. You start speaking things and they will happen. That's both positive and negative. I
promise you. Oh,
that's both positively and negatively. Because I literally... Let me just real quick. I used to always say that I was anxious, and I really never was. And then I dealt with anxiety so bad for a whole year straight, bro. Words are powerful.
I hate when you sit there and, like, have you ever just had like a random thought and you like you've seen something in public or something like that, and you're like, oh man, I hope some shit like that don't happen to me. And then all of a sudden, like the next day, some shit like that happens to you, and you're just like, never in my fucking life has this happened. How did this just happen? That shit, I hate that shit.
It's
Oh,
wild.
oh my God.
People don't know. Words are strong. Energies are real. Spirituality is a whole.
Energy work is serious. Meditate,
It's
people.
insane.
Meditate. I promise you. That shit.
Meditate. If you're into stones, that shit is real. I know some people think it's bogus, but that's a whole thing for me, man. It's been a thing lately, and I love it.
Here's my thing. Everybody knows how powerful LSD is, right? LSD is a crystal.
That part.
Don't sleep on crystals, y'all.
Don't sleep. Don't sleep. No,
These
swear,
jokers
man.
are powerful.
That stuff will bring stuff to you, and it will take things away. I've noticed that recently. I bought a new one, and it's definitely taking things out of my life that need to be taken out. And I'm just like, hey, too easy. I'm fine with it. No loss, just more gains. You can only go up. Time is forward, not backwards. Not yet, at least.
The look on your face was so deep when you said that. I loved that. You weren't even looking at me. You were in your head as you were saying that. That shit was beautiful. I promise. I need to go crystal shopping. I really do.
Do it, bro.
I promise you. Here we go. I'm gonna throw this one on the podcast. I'm gonna use it as an excuse to get this really, really, really gorgeous coffee barista to hang out with me, who I hope listens to this podcast. All right?
If you're there, listen.
That is my G right there. I swear to God. I don't play, man. I'm tired of this shit. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm a savage. I'm in savage mode right now.
Hell yeah. Champion mindset. Champion mindset.
Oh, man. This was a blast.
It was.
This shit is fun. I love it, too, because it just gives me such a great time to have some amazing conversation with my best friends, my family. Family.
Yes, man.
And it's just like, so,
it's wholesome.
It is wholesome. It really is. And it's like, there's something special about being able to have your completely normal, casual conversation with the people you love, and other people listen to it. And when I say inspired and motivated, wow, that is crazy. By shit we talk about every day. And this is nothing special to us. That's the amazing part. Like, the only difference is we're recording the conversation. Right. Everybody has this unique thing about them that they talk about shit all the time that would blow other people's minds. Like, people are so unique, and it's just cool as shit. Like, a conversation can be recorded and change somebody's life. Like, I am a normal ass bread man in fucking Fayetteville, North Carolina. Let's go. Be inspired. Bruh. That's cold.
Yeah. Hell yeah. We've built it all up, and we've earned it, and it's only forward. We'll keep moving forward.
I swear to God.
All day, every day.
Well, real quick, and then I'm gonna do one more dab with my homie before I hang up with her. But if y'all are, I got to do this even though I haven't been putting it on YouTube, just in case I decide to put it on YouTube eventually. If you're listening to this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button in the bottom right corner. Like, comment, all that stuff. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like, all the great things like that. Let me know what type of stuff you'd like us to talk about in the future. Check my blog out. I'll have links to all that. Follow me on social media. If you're listening to this as a podcast, hit the follow button. You'll be notified every time I drop a new episode. Gonna try to start getting episodes out every week, but didn't realize how limited the guest pool was gonna be at first. But I'm making it happen. There ain't no giving up over here. You know what I'm saying?
Never give up.
I also have a new poetry section on my website. Go check that out, because I'm an emotional little bastard, y'all, and I'm getting in my feels for you. And whoo. And I guess with that said, I appreciate everybody for listening, and I guess I'll catch y'all next time on I almost said for real for real. That's what caught me for a second. That's why I stopped. I literally almost said for real. That's fucking funny. But
Oh
I'll catch
man.
y'all next time on the rabbit hole. Y'all say bye to Ruth. Thank you, Ruth, but don't hang up the call cuz I'm
Bye.
about to smoke with you.
Hell yeah.
But and I'll catch y'all next time.